All right, so you're thinking about taking your business to the next level, with a web application.
Yeah,
Great move.
definitely a good idea.
But finding the right developer can be a little bit like navigating a maze.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a very common challenge that businesses face.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why we're doing a mini top dive today, just focusing on like those essential insights you need before you even start looking.
Right.
And guess what? We've got some insider advice from the pros over at theperfectdeveloper.com.
Oh, excellent.
They're like the ultimate matchmakers, for businesses and developers.
Sure.
In fact, they actually have this really cool tool called the 5 questions that can really simplify your entire search.
Yeah, it's a great tool.
I highly recommend checking it out at theperfectdeveloper.com before you even start looking.
For sure.
Okay, let's just jump right in.
Yeah.
What exactly does a web application developer do?
So think about the apps that you use every day, like online banking,
Yeah.
social media platforms, e-commerce sites.
Hmm.
These are all web applications. And these developers, they go beyond simple websites.
Okay.
They create interactive, data-driven experiences that users can actually engage with.
Mhm.
So it's like the difference between reading a brochure and actually using a product.
Oh, so they're like the architects of the online experience then.
Precisely.
Gotcha.
Yeah, they build those applications that power so much of our digital lives.
Okay, now how do these developers differ from, say, a mobile app developer
Right.
or even a software engineer?
Good question.
Yeah.
So mobile app developers, they focus specifically on mobile environments,
Right.
like iOS or Android.
Okay.
Software engineers work on a broader range of systems,
Mhm.
from databases to hardware.
Okay.
Web application developers, however, are all about building applications that function seamlessly over the internet.
So they're the internet specialists.
Yes. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, let's get a little technical for a moment.
Okay.
When looking for a web application developer, what are the must-have skills?
So there's really two sides to web application development, front end and back end.
Right.
The front end is everything that the users see and interact with.
Okay.
So think buttons, layouts, animations.
Hmm.
So a developer needs a strong command of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Yeah.
Plus, they need to be proficient in modern frameworks like React Angular or Vue.js to create those dynamic user interfaces.
Gotcha. So what about the back end? What goes on sort of behind the scenes?
Yeah, so that's where all the magic happens.
Okay.
This is all about databases, servers, and the logic that powers the application.
All right.
You're looking at languages like Node.js, RubyPython, or Java.
Wow.
Plus, they need a good understanding of databases and cloud services.
Mm-hmm.
It's a complex ecosystem.
Need to be pretty versatile then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And beyond the technical skills, you're also looking for strong problem-solving abilities, excellent communication, and attention to detail.
Yeah.
Remember, these developers are often working in teams, so being collaborative is key.
Collaboration is so crucial in any tech environment. Okay, let's get down to like brass tacks here.
All right.
What's the salary range for these in-demand professionals?
Well, it varies based on location experience and specialized skills.
Right.
But to give you a general idea, in the US, the average salary can range from about $70,000 to $120,000 per year.
Okay.
The UK sees ranges from roughly £30,000 to £60,000, and in India from $400,000 to $1 million annually.
Wow.
Of course, those with niche skills like expertise in AI or blockchain
Right.
can command even higher salaries.
Those are some impressive figures.
Yeah,
No wonder these developers are so sought after.
it's a hot market.
Okay. So you've got your budget in mind,
Yeah.
the essential skills.
Right.
Now, the big question is,
Yeah.
how do you actually find and hire the right one?
Well, that's where things can get a little tricky.
Yeah.
But luckily, there are resources like theperfectdeveloper.com that can make this process a whole lot smoother.
Right. And remember that 5 questions tool we mentioned earlier?
Yes.
That's a great place to start.
Apps.
It's like having a personal tech matchmaker.
It really is. It helps you kind of define your needs, and then it connects you with developers who are the perfect fit.
Right.
But beyond that, let's talk about the different hiring models.
Okay.
Full-time, part-time, in-house, or outsourcing, each has its own pros and cons.
It's so many options.
Right.
Let's bring it down.
Okay.
Full-time seems like it offers the most integration and commitment,
Yes.
but probably comes at a higher cost.
Exactly.
Right.
You have someone dedicated solely to your project,
Right.
fostering consistency and, those strong team dynamics.
Right.
But you're also looking at benefits, salary, and maybe even office space.
Yeah, for sure.
So there are those considerations as well.
Okay. And what about part-time?
Yeah.
That seems more flexible, but maybe with limited availability.
Yes. Part-time can be great if you need specialized skills for a specific project.
Right.
Or if you have a tighter budget,
Okay.
it offers flexibility in scheduling, but their availability will be limited.
Right, compared to a full-time employee.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, now in-house versus outsourcing.
Right.
What are the key things to consider there?
So in-house gives you that direct communication,
All right.
easier collaboration, and more control over the development process.
Yeah.
But it can get expensive, especially if you're building a whole team.
Right.
Outsourcing can be more cost-effective, particularly if you're working with developers in regions with lower labor costs.
Okay.
But you might face communication challenges, time zone differences, and potential cultural barriers.
Yeah, communication is definitely key, no matter which way you go.
Absolutely.
Now, should you stick to finding talent locally or venture overseas?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
So local developers offer easier communication
Right.
and a better understanding of your specific market.
Okay.
But they often come with higher salary expectations.
Right. Makes sense.
Going overseas can tap into a much more affordable talent pool,
Yeah.
especially in Asia and Eastern Europe. However, you have to factor in those potential challenges with time zones, language barriers, and ensuring clear communication throughout the project.
So lots to think about.
There is.
So once you've figured out your hiring model and where to look,
Right.
how do you actually evaluate these developers
Right.
and make sure you're getting the best of the best?
Yeah, that's a great question. Don't just settle for the first developer that you find.
Right.
Take the time to really dig into their portfolio.
Okay.
Don't just look at the final product,
Right.
but try to understand their problem-solving process.
Mm-hmm.
Grill them on their technical skills. Challenge them with real-world scenarios.
Okay.
And don't underestimate the power of references.
Right.
Talk to previous clients to get insights into their work ethic, communication style, and overall reliability.
It's like being a tech detective.
It really is.
Wow.
Finding the right web application developer is a serious investment in your business.
For sure.
It's worth taking the time to do your due diligence. And remember, theperfectdeveloper.com can be a valuable resource throughout this entire process.
Right.
They have the expertise to guide you toward the perfect match for your specific needs.
Speaking of finding the perfect match, you mentioned the perfectdeveloper.com's 5 questions tool.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about why that's so effective?
So it takes all the guesswork out of the equation.
Yeah.
Instead of endlessly scrolling through profiles, you answer 5 targeted questions about your project,
Okay.
your budget, type of application, hiring model, and so on. Then the perfectdeveloper.com does the heavy lifting,
Oh, wow.
matching you with developers who align perfectly with what you need.
So it streamlines the whole process.
Exactly.
I love it.
Yeah, it's a great tool.
Okay, for our listeners who are ready to start building their dream web application,
Right.
what's the first step that they should take?
Definitely head over to theperfectdeveloper.com and try out the 5 questions.
All right.
It's a fantastic way to gain clarity on your project and find the right path forward. And don't be afraid to ask potential developers tough questions.
Right?
You know, make sure you're confident in their skills, communication, and their ability to bring your vision to life.
Yeah.
You're building the future of your business, so choose your collaborators wisely.
Great advice. Okay, that was a whirlwind tour of the world of web application development.
It was.
I feel like I learned a ton.
Good.
What are some key takeaways our listeners should remember?
Be clear about your project needs and goals.
Okay.
What type of application are you building?
Right.
What skills are essential?
Yeah.
What's your budget and your preferred hiring model?
Okay.
Once you have a solid grasp of those fundamentals,
Yeah.
you can explore your options with confidence.
And don't be afraid to leverage the expertise of companies like theperfectdeveloper.com.
Yes, absolutely.
They're like expert navigators in the world of tech recruitment.
Exactly. They've done the research, they know the players,
Right?
and they can guide you towards a successful outcome. They can really help you navigate that complex landscape.
For sure. All right, before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay.
Web application development is a field that's constantly evolving.
Absolutely. New technologies and trends are emerging all the time.
So as you embark on this journey, remember to stay curious, be adaptable, and never stop learning.
Couldn't agree more.
Because at the end of the day, the most successful web applications are the ones that can anticipate and adapt to the ever-changing needs of their users.
Right. It's all about staying ahead of the curve and pushing the boundaries of what's possible in the digital realm.
Yeah, and who knows, maybe one of our listeners will create the next big thing that changes the world.
It's a field brimming with innovation, and the possibilities are truly limitless.
So to all our aspiring tech entrepreneurs out there, we're cheering you on. And remember, if you're looking for a shortcut to finding the perfect developer match, head over to theperfectdeveloper.com and try the 5 questions. It's a game changer that can save you time and connect you with the talent you need.
It really simplifies the process.
Well, that wraps up our mini deep dive into the world of web application development. We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
It was a pleasure diving into this topic with you.
Likewise, until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep building amazing things.